Good morning. We're here and we're on the charts. Back at it once again. Of just to go back to yesterday, we had the minor loss from nice energy candle. Sort of spiked up and wicked, and I did say at the time, just because of the volatility of the candles, that I wasn't going to trade. I ended up catching a trade. Finished the day in just a slight bit of profit overall. Hold on. Power from my other computer. Cool. Yeah, so I took an entry here, basically. Just from the way that this wicked, rejected off of this market structure that I'd drawn in, and was such a big bearish, like a double bear. Kind of thought, well, maybe it will. So I took it. I mean, it was about there. Yeah, no, it was about there. I didn't aim for the liquidity like I originally planned to all day, because it did absolutely tap it perfectly before the day was out. Hindsight, probably should have just stayed in my trade from when I was, well, if I entered it here. Although that would have been a scary pullback. Regardless, I'm digressing. So, entered the trade anyway. Caught pretty much a simple one-to-one, really. Just to the bottom of this wick. I finished in profit for the day, just. So it's like a break-even almost. But I remember saying earlier in the morning, as it was pulling back, that it's likely to wick and reject. And instead of listening to my own advice, I stayed on this as like a minor order block as my entry point, when really I should have moved to where my market structured line was drawn, and then I wouldn't have actually been wicked out, and I would have entered into the trade here for a short, and it would have come down to here. We live and learn. That's why we're learning as we go. Anyway, yesterday managed to pull one back just after the stream, and then I was out again, just because by 3 o'clock, which is this sort of long wicked candle, let's just zoom in a bit for you. This sort of candle here, that was the 3 o'clock news. Not too impactful, but obviously brought it down the rest of the way to the, what was the half an hour liquidity, which then had a bounce, and then as the night drew in, it came back to it, broke clean through it overnight, and then it's tapped from effectively where it broke through, and it's dropped again, and then dropped again. So looking into today, already got a potential trade sitting there waiting to be sort of tapped in. But looking for today, we've still got the same sort of market structure from liquidity from the half-hour timeline, and then we've got a little bit of a market structure here. We can see that this morning it's effectively hit an order here. I probably should draw with like a pencil. Can I just get rid of that? 2 seconds. Right, where's the pencil, the brush tool? Where's the brush tool? I don't know. I never use it. There we go. So, what was that? Right, try that again. So in this area here, I'm going to stick to boxes. So this sort of lot of candles here before the drop off is effectively the big bearish one there has kind of made that pivot point, which is where at 8 o'clock this morning we had the big drop off. But we've respected this market structure here. So to me, that's a bit of a stronger market structure, because we broke it, test it, broke it, test it. It could be a clean sweep in the sense that it's just going to come up and go bullish and come all the way back up to here, because there is a minor market structure at this point where the liquidity sits. But for me, I feel like this is a stronger one, just because of where it was in the half-hour timeline. It was a liquidity grab, it's bumped, and then it's gone through it because liquidity's gone. I believe that this low down is actually where the 1 hour liquidity was. Let's just check. Nope, I don't want the sessions. I want my Hide field. We'll change that back, and then we'll just jump to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, didn't make it down to it. Close to it, but didn't make it down to it. So that could possibly be a target for today. Let's just box that. Check on the half hour as well if there's any liquidity down there. There is. It's in the same pocket. Okay. This I'll ignore for the time being, even though it's a very strong liquidity pool. I'll ignore for now because I've got compounded half hour and 1 hour liquidity pots, which is kind of the same thing. Obviously, you get a few more with half an hour because it catches extra pivots. But anyway, we'll leave that there for now. Let's go back to 5. So I feel like, yeah, this market structure has been respected and broken. And I feel like we've potentially got a drop off here. Like now, it could be taking that now. Although it's not wicked, it could be taking that now to then break back through this and claim this liquidity. So we might have a little bit of an up and down-ish kind of way of behaving. We'll see. I still feel like this is a stronger market structure than this one. But just generally looking at the trend, obviously overall we're in a massive downtrend. But I feel like just from, help if I wouldn't double click when I do stuff like this. Just from sort of like early morning, we've had the drop off and we're pulling back. So it's not slow necessarily, because if you look, the bullish pressure is stronger than the bearish pressure until now. This morning when the open sort of came at 8 AM, it's definitely pushing down more. It's more vigorous. But then we're catching orders up here, which would explain to me that's why. This would be a minor bounce off market structure, but it didn't collect any orders in that respect. And then it's broke through. We've got a long wick on this candle here. But it's a bearish rejection, but it's still a long wick that's tapped back into that market structure and then gone back up again. Not really sure if you can see that on the way that it's rendering. There's a long wick there. But to me, I feel like it's coming back up. It's pulling back up slowly, drawing up in comparison to this downtrend overnight to then pull back. I feel like this is the area that we want to target. We've got some big bearish candles on the breakout. There's some liquidity that's been picked up. So there's some orders that sit here now anyway that haven't been tapped back into from this candle. But we do have a minor set of resistance here, effectively, where we've tapped it, we've wicked it, and then here we've collected, like, effectively any orders that are remaining on here for that imbalance to be taken. But it didn't go, or well, it went, but it didn't go back down to break this minor market structure. So I think that's my analysis for the day. We'll see how it plays. I've gone, again, quite reserved with my entry point. I could have entered, excuse me, one sec. Oh, dear. Lost my train of thought. We'll see how it plays. We're wicking now. It's a bit of a bearish rejection candle, but it did basically just fill the orders from this bullish. Kind of feels more bullish. Excuse me for sniffing. Begin with this one. Bearish wick to fill this sort of bullish candle. But I still have confidence that it's going to come up to here. Seems like a major pivot in, and then we can, well, yeah, it's only there, isn't it? So we can easily make that target for the day. If we get wicked in, there's potential that I might just extend my take profit down to here and then just ride it, because there's definitely going to be some bounces. But you never know. We may have a day like yesterday where it drives and then holds for a bit. But I feel like if we can get to this top, it's effectively making a wedge on that market structure. And then we can just get wicked in at the top of it and then drive down. So the waiting and watching begins, effectively. I don't feel like that's unreasonable. It's just we've got quite a few like bullish pockets there. Because even just checking on this here, where it's bounced and checked itself, like there's a minor structure here. So it's pulled back, held, broke, hitting this structure that we've already sort of noticed. And then as it's pulled back slowly, as soon as it's hit to this point, bounced again. Which again shows bullish, because it's strong bullish momentum and then a slow pullback. Strong bullish momentum, broke it. But it's just that this pullback isn't as slow. It's come straight back down to it quite quickly. And it is pushing quite strongly. There are some bigger candles in there. So we'll see, because it could potentially find this liquidity here as its top point of resistance, like it did earlier. It may only get to here and then drop off. But the bullish momentum just feels quite strong, even though that's a strong bearish. Because we've got 1, 2, 3, like 4. We've got. If I feel like there's like another wave of bullish momentum just to push up to here. Take this out. A high chance it could come up to here, or to here. Like it's obviously all hearsays, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll leave it as it is. I might clear these ones off. Let's just have a little check on this and see how that... Come on. How does that ride down? There's no real... Let's leave it there and see what we can do at this end. Yeah. Remove that for now. We know we're in a downtrend. At some point, we're going to have to come back up to this 1857 level. That's a big sort of sweep and drive. What we're on like day 3 of that. Just from this pocket here, from where that was a big consolidation. The flag pattern. It's gone. But you can almost see by the noise of the chart that it's starting to slow down. It's because the pullbacks are slower, but they're still there. Selling off is definitely stronger still. check on this daily. Wow, look at that. That's gone. Look at it go. Jesus. I think I was in a short at the top here. Imagine if I just held that. As if I was a swing trader or something. Crazy business. Literally falling out of its behind. Actually, that hourly pocket is pretty much on here, isn't it? Where I've drawn that little box in, put a horizontal to cover that. We come all the way back to here on the daily. Actually is a big pivot point. So there's potential. It could respect that as support. Because that's come from here. If we look at this one, a lot of days. Down, down, down. Not as strong as the current, mind, but definitely down. Let's hit this point, respect it. In terms of close and open, it's respected it. There's a lot of wick that comes down, but it's respected it. And then broke. And then again, it's gone through, respected it and bounced. So we're effectively in this phase where it's going to come down, wick it, respect it, and then break it. I just feel like it's such bearish momentum. If it does respect it and bounce, I feel like it's only going to come back up to the bottom of the wedge. Just for the way that the market structure generally works, it will come back up and create a new high here. Maybe in line with this resistance. So it might break back into it slightly. Depends what the market feels like. Because looking left here, where this sort of liquidity line is, you can see it's like where it's broke out. Pretty much. So it might just come, yeah, maybe. Interesting. Yeah, that line goes right through that box there. What do we think? No. It might drive and just smash clean through it in one go. Well, that closed bullish right at the end there. That last few seconds, it just ticked up. Also about to, once this candle closes, we'll be on a new hourly. We've got a bullish hourly. Where did it start? Oh, I don't know actually. You should know where it starts because of your sessions marker there, but we're getting close to it. We're getting close to just effectively a long wick, like a long bottom wick. If we get to the 1823.86 area, we get there, then we're going to be closing as like, I think it's going to go past it in these 5 minutes. Just looking at the way it's, yeah, I'm feeling that market structure on the hourly as well. You could say that it's just come down. Look, it has, yeah, because it's tapped. Exactly as I read on the 5 minutes. Okay. Hourly respects. Hourly doji in that sense. Not sure if you can even see that candle. Hourly doji. I wonder if I might make the wicks like a bright colour. I'll make them like bright white. Not sure it's going to be. I feel like white's potentially just going to be the best colour to see. Let's just put them as white. As white anyway. Maybe they'll stand out just a little bit clearer. But yes, that's respected that structure. Doji. Obviously became bearish. That's almost like a 3 candle setup. But it's respected that structure. Even though it's a bearish rejection on the hourly, it's respected that structure rather than being engulfing to bring more pressure to push down. And then we've had the bullish breakout and we've come back and tested. By the looks of it, we've got 1 minute left. By the looks of it, this hourly is going to finish bullish. Picked up all the orders that were left behind here. Let's finish in bullish. I'm going to come up to this market structure. There's no top wick on this at all. That literally just clean broke through, found structure and closed. Okay. And the top wick of this hourly at the moment is the big bearish that started the clock at 8 o'clock, is this one. The remaining top wick is just here from this candle. Okay. See how this open. We travelled quite far in 1 minute for this 9 o'clock candle. And there's no sign that this is going to be our catchment candle, where it takes, just catches this liquidity and it sits in this effectively like an order block candle. That will fall short of our drop. I feel like that's a possibility. I wonder if I'm being too reserved again. Because this first candle for the 9 o'clock could just be top wick for the hourly. Not sure. I just feel like the way that this has spiked down and come straight back up again, it's kind of filled this whole area. And then with this sort of consolidational area, it's the same. Kind of filled any sort of imbalance and catchments. So you have got this pocket still to start, obviously. I feel like maybe here. It is pushing though. It is driving up. Yeah, yeah. Potential that it may drive and get quite close to where I was saying at the start. Because we have kind of got a structure here. Just for this pivot point. Just below this liquidity on this pool. That's effectively... It's, yeah... no, I'm going to say... I'll stick to where I am. I mean, that's a huge candle for the 5 minutes. And if we... Yeah, potentially still reserved. If it rejects here, it's just filling the channel. Which would make sense to this. I mean, I'm leaving it where it is. I'm not gonna... It's still driving. We've got 30 seconds left on this candle and it's still going. It's faltering. Okay, 10 seconds drive, yeah. Potential just for an instant bearish candle. Big bull, big bear. Yeah, it did not close in the area that I marked. And it wicked out at the top of the open close for these two candles. Okay. And it's still technically just within that channel. It's maybe too reserved. Just had a good feeling that this was not pivot point. It broke through. See, let's just see how this candle plays. Because technically this hourly hasn't even got a bottom wick. It's a tiny little nub. Not unheard of for hourlies just to be completely bullish or bearish without any wicks at the top or bottoms, but what do we reckon? I mean, I still like it. If it's wrong, but I still like it. We've got so much liquidity here, here, and here on the hourly. Where do these ones come to? But yeah, I mean, like, the daily pickups. You got where my white line is. There's one here, one here. I mean, they're big bounces. This is obviously daily. Sorry, hourly. They're big moves. We've got some big moves around this area that we're at now. But we're all the way back up here at the minute. So we could potentially hit into this bit. I'm about to be tapped in. We could hit into this bit and drop. Let's go back. Let's go back and watch. So close. We're literally like one pip away. Is it going to do that to me? Unreal. I'm sure it still will. It's got 2 minutes. It'll have a little quick surge, tap me in, reject, and then drop back down again into the channel. What is this song? Oh, so close. Was I just literally a hip or two reserved? Got a minute left. Thing is, though, if it finishes too bullish, then it's going to tap us in and keep going. It's not the best. Hey, what? She's so close. How close is this? What's the candle? Where do you see the candle information? I think I have it hidden on TradingView. Tell me on this one. There we go. We're in. We're in. Are we in? Right, we're in. That was quite a bullish candle, though. I'm gonna see if I can find the. Oh, here we go. Open the high. That one. 1827.42. My entry point 45, wasn't it? Yeah. And not really that. It's so close. It doesn't matter. We're in anyway on the next one, clearly, but. I mean, that's the breakaway one, isn't it? Well, let's just sit and watch because we are very bullish from 9 o'clock. I feel like we can just break this channel, collect these cells, down we come, and then break the channel in the sell fashion deeper than we broke out the top of it. Clear up some of these lines. We got no bottom wick on this 5 minute. Let's trigger this in. There's hardly any bottom wick on this hourly that started the move to break to the next step up, step up. I definitely would not have entered here anyway, given my strategy. Even if I'd believed it was bullish, I wouldn't have caught this. Well, there you go. Woo, woo, ooh, ooh. There's a chance that it should have rejected by now if it's respecting this structure. There's a chance that it's aiming for this liquidity, this little pocket of pivot. It might have had enough of being a sell. I think as we're so close to that daily pivot anyway, there could be hordes of orders just sitting here and it's just picked them up. Go in. What is this music? We're about to be out. Okay, we'll get rid of that one. Yeah, we've got like 30 seconds left on this candle. I feel like we've broken through that structure. Essentially, let's see what happens. Last few seconds, on to the next candle. Did it come back up to there? No way of saying or knowing. If could be a slight misdraw. The entry point. Some intense, isn't it? 20 past 9 in the morning. It's like 1 AM music. Whoa. Party time. How's this candle gonna finish? Huh? By no means engulfing in any way. It does just imply to me that that is like a buy entry. Potentially. But I'm in a short and I've got to trust my analysis. Wrong or right. So we've got 4 minutes left on this half-hour candle. This is one of our biggest pullbacks in quite a while, though. The sort of trickle in. Because even this, even though the distance-wise is pretty similar. Oh, we're about to be ticked out by the looks of that. The distance is pretty similar. Took its time. Maybe this is the turn. The turn for bullish market activity. Because there's nothing like it. Maybe here. Nothing like it since it broke out the top of that falling wedge. Pushed up for liquidity to carry on dropping. The 5-minute candle still very much bullish to match the bearish candle next to it. Check on the 1-minute chart. That candle's got a long way to drop. It would change the final closing of the half hour. By the looks of it, it doesn't want to do that. We're still creating. What are you doing? Uh, yeah, it's like hardly any bottom wick, hardly any top wick on that half-hour candle now that's closed. Teeter on the edge of being ticked out. But equally, we could just have a half-hour candle that just drops down with no top wick. Oh! In body! We haven't really got much today, have we? In the way of like 3 o'clock, we got job openings for USD. Not really a great deal.
Alright, I'm just going to go and make a quick cup of tea and have a drink. I'm thirsty.
Okay, so we had a little bit of movement. Nice. I think that'll keep going. Cheers, everyone. You're up there, not over there. I always forget to look at the camera. I end up looking at my monitor. You know, because I'm looking at myself on the camera rather than looking at the camera to look at you. But yeah, cheers. Okay. We've always got the risk of this just being effectively a pullback to continue bullish. I was right to be reserved, but I do feel like I had potentially the boxing just slightly too low. So I considered this wick with my stop loss positioning for my entry to make it more reserved. Yeah, I just figured the bottom of this sort of open and close of these candles, ignoring the wick, the lows there and the lows here, they all sort of sat on that line of support before it broke, obviously. Doing okay. I'm doing okay at the moment. See, by the time it pulls back to here, I might move stop loss to break even just in case it does reject and carry on like a break of structure. It's come back to effectively this order from where the structure was broken. We'll see. We will see what and how it happens. 1.5 minutes. No, just under 2 minutes on this candle. Wow, not till anything up there. All been taken out on the way down. Okay. Just trying to sort of predict or think about where I would say that this is going to close in the next 10 minutes on this half-hour candle. The 5 minutes has just closed on flat doji. We'll look at the 1 minute. Potential for it to sort of just dip to here. And these two. Where does that two bearish candles, small ones? I'll zoom in just a little bit. There's sort of small bearish candles here and here. In the middle of that drive. Potentially a zone there for a stop point. So I wonder, it could, half hour candle could come here. So it's pretty much in line with the top of that. Is the wick really here? Only got 7 minutes left on it. Outright, really. Really what we need is a big drive and just break through this. The same way this went bullish straight through that market to there. We need a bearish break straight through. But in 2 5-minute candles, it's doable. This drives for the next 2 minutes. It could easily make that gap. Drives down. Any seconds on this candle close. The 1 minutes are starting to push bullish. They're finding a bottom. Need a bearish drive just to confirm the potential. I think we're looking at a stall out. We're around the top point of here. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. Tempted to take and close profits. Very small. I just don't trust that it's right, and I feel like I should take my win while I've got it, because it feels bullish. It still feels bullish, even though there's a bit of a pullback here. It still feels bullish. I feel like I may have misread this. Got the 1 minute open on the other chart here. I mean, it kind of shows bearish, but just from the way that it's pulling back and rejecting. It's had a bearish rejection there, but then it was met, that was filled by this big bear candle pushing back up. I could be completely wrong because it's jumping down. What would that have been? That's halfway in the 5 minutes. I feel like it's bottoming out. There might be a surge to come down to where I said it would probably come down to. But equally, there could be... This could just say, no, this is my pivot right here. I've taken this bounce and I'm going... Oh, didn't want to move that. Got 3 minutes until the new hour. It's bearish to a degree. The hourly is going to be closing below that point, actually. It's going to go up and reject. So yeah, no. Yeah, 3 minutes for the hour to close. Like a big rejection there where it's picked up all this break of structure. I mean, it is a bullish rejection, but it might just come back up again and then drive down, or it might just stop and drop straight back down. Let's see. We'll ride it for a little bit. Now I'm on it back to my 5 minutes. Just a bullish rejection like that on the hourly doesn't necessarily confirm that it's going to revert back to heading bearish. But it's a very strong drive though. And the structure is quite bullish. But we've got 45 seconds left on this for the close of the hourly. Obviously the half hour as well, which is just these few candles here to be bearish. All closed back within this region. Underneath market structure. Wicked into it. May come back up. Well, owl is closed underneath it. The bearish half hour. Effectively topped and got like an order here. So there's a chance this new hourly candle will come up, create a top wick, and then continue to go down. But it is still hit and miss. Did that close by on that line there? The times on these midnight, 5 to 1. So that's the 1 o'clock open down here. Okay, right on that sort of resistance support. I mean, any sort of volume seems to have fizzled out for now. Until we have like a quick surge, maybe a few orders dropping in, but I feel like the market's in a bit of indecisions. Made a move, it's pulled back. Liquidity is up here. Not taking any money necessarily. What is this music? Top wicking for the 10 o'clock candle. Potentially. Very close to being tapped out. And if you look at the hourly, I feel like I was definitely just... I'm glad I was reserved with my entry point, otherwise I would have just lost instantly on that. Like I was just slightly too low on my break. Like the break of structure margin that I took my entry. So my entry point should have been about halfway in this box. Maybe in line with this hourly doji almost. Not to worry, it's only like a few pips or something, but still, comes to a few pips at the top. They matter. Still feels bullish though, I'm not going to lie. Just because of this big rejection. Taking this, we got like some sort of liquidity down the bottom. Taking that, structure broke it, hit the structure, bounced it. Just that it's hit the structure and it'd say rejected, but it's still very bullish. There's a minor here where the wicks sit. See what that does on the 5 minute. Okay, so it is right by that liquidity. Yeah. All the wicks of the hourly sitting there. First candle was bullish, but not in a strong way. Still can't shrug it. I just feel like it's bullish. Like the behavior, structure. I feel like it's not quite. I think I'm just gonna. Just gonna close the trade anyway. I know I'll regret it. It'll probably just suddenly go boom. Yes, did you like that? Overanalyzing and confusing myself, I feel. Like I'm digging myself my own hole.
Kind of doing that. There you go. What a weirdo. I'm still feeling it though. I feel like this is a pivot to go bullish again. For the whatever. Stop questioning yourself. We're right on it though. 30 seconds left on the candle. Here we go. Like I say, marginally early. Effectively come back up to the high of the morning, which is this wicked bullish candle. Collected those sells from open. I mean, this could be just a wick rejection and just go equally as bullish as that one was bearish. Equally as bullish as that one was bearish, should I say. I'm not so sure. Depending on how this closes, it either breaks structure or respects it. We've got 2.5 minutes, but currently it appears that it's going to be respecting it. In the sense of the zigzag. You just draw from the top of this to the bottom of that. Like it closed in it. But it's including this wick. scrolling across. It's the same sort of... To me, that's respecting. Excuse me. Okay, I'm out. I'm gonna close. Oh, wrong mouse. I'm just gonna take it out. I don't care if it goes up or down. That'll do. Just gonna take the trade there. What's that? So what? Yeah, just over a 1-to-1. So I'll take it. I do feel like it's respecting. You watch it won't. Doesn't matter. Win's a win. Take it. Better than being greedy. Going back up. That was the right decision, just closing that off. On the hourly, this is just like a deep bottom wick to carry on pushing, given the bullish sort of aesthetic that it's feeling. Just collecting these final orders from here. And then it'll go and it'll break it and it'll come all the way up to here. Tempted to look for longs, but I feel like this would have been my entry point on the structure. I've kind of missed it. And I did kind of say that a few minutes ago, where it would come back to here, this would be the structure and it would go. So I read it correctly, just didn't implement the trade. Should have just take profit for the sell here and then just initiated the buy. I'd have been wicked in lovely and driving up. trying to work out whether that's making that as like a internal order block, and it's just going to pick those orders up to then sell off still. Bit of an itchy ear this morning. See, part of me wants to say, look, that's a sell there. But it just feels tapped too often. And it pushed the respect here for how deep it went in, come up to the daily. And this just screams bullish. It's just ticking up and up and up. And now the candles are starting to get bigger in this area. We've got like a lot of traffic here with indecision. Got big candles that sort of shoot in this area. Only needs just one to shoot and push, and then trades out, and it's aiming for this liquidity. It didn't respect that as an order, like an internal order. And this one will drive down, catch the wick at the bottom of this bullish candle that it's just made, and then go. Where would it be? I probably would have set it like here on the pivot, maybe. Yeah, I'd say about there. It wouldn't be that far into it, to be honest. If I had, I'd be aiming up there, but wouldn't be that far into the trade. Either way, a win is a win. Big or small. Well, it's doing what I said it was going to do. Would you look at that? You'd think I'd be able to read a chart at this rate. I mean, we've still got 2.5 minutes till it closes. That could just go back down and prove me completely wrong. But it has just wicked the length of this candle and then going back bullish. day is it? Tuesday. Yeah, so not really. Economic optimism. Level of the Fusion Index based on surveyed consumers. Just be fiddled, couldn't it? You gotta get someone to fill out a survey for that to be as accurate as it could be, I suppose. Above 50 indicates optimism. Well, it's always been a little bit bad. Okay. A survey about 1,200 consumers which ask respondents to rate the relative level of economic conditions, including 6-month economic outlook, personal financial outlook, and confidence in federal economic policies. Well, there you go. So that being tentative, I'm guessing that's at any random point. Still openings. Bit of a mixed bag, really. We're all no for that one. I feel like it's going to be exactly the same either way. I'm not expecting it to make a huge difference. And to be honest, I'm out by 1:30 today. That'll be me done. I may look at the charts like, oh, excuse me, Jesus. I may look at the charts at like intervals, but bought my trade. I've taken a bit. Wasn't a full trade, but I'm fine with that. I'd rather be safer than sorry. So yeah, we'll see. Yep. I was right about the regular structure. First thing when I was saying that strong balls, fallback bears quite shallow, strong balls, big rejection even though it's bearish. Come down, it's tapped that pivot where the rejection is, where the consolidation was, where the pivot there initially was. So you should have just trusted that area. It just smashed through that liquidity, so you should have just trusted that's a big order block. It took through the liquidity and kept going. Though I would be, excuse me, I would be in the same sort of situation as I was on this one. I just feel stronger that it's bullish up to here rather than bearish down to here. I'm going to get rid of that box there, leave the line in. Get rid of that minor structure as well. Tidy up a little bit. I'm going to get rid of that because I got it on the 5 minutes anyway. I got the liquidity up there. Yeah, so I was kind of right. Bullish rejection. And although it came down, my target would have been down here, so I'd never have got that. But I was right there. It's still driving, look. Nice to know I was right. To a degree. Now it feels too risky to sort of second guess the structure. Like I was saying, having a short entry off of this candle feels too risky. Given the break has always been quite strong. So that could happen again here. Break through this liquidity pop. Good though. Still up. Today you can't trade absolutely everything, can you? Otherwise you end up over trading, risking too much. Okay, so the half hour's about to close. And we'll see whether that dips back down below that bottom white line or whether it closes within that range that I've set. Fully bullish, no wick at the top on that 5-minute candle, which also means fully bullish on the half-hour candle. No wick on the top. Interesting. We check the minutes and see what's going on. Look at that. These two right here, the two yellow ones. Look sideways on that. This one was a stronger one just because of the structure beforehand. So it's almost like the, not the root. The root? What am I looking for? Come on, words. Like the initiation, the source of where it started. To like be quite strongly bullish rather than sort of staggered. It's pushed up. This broke the structure. And that was the order block just before the structure broke. And that's where it got to. Yeah, you can see some strong rejections. That is a bit of a bearish rejection, but I think it's just filling that candle in. Now it's going. I'm expecting it to just blast straight through this, which is why I was too reserved to put a short sort of a sell on here. I know we've got some good wicks there that have just sort of, but no. If anything, that's like a quick pocket of money grabbing just to catch the structure in a short few minutes. Like quick 10-minute dip down, dip up, just to tap the structure to then go. Yeah. Hey. It's nice to know I was right, but wrong at the same time. Obviously it's one way or the other, but I was right to close. More to the point, I was right that the bullish momentum is stronger in terms of the structure. Like I could get rid of this box. We'll see. We'll see if it's. It's hard to say how high it's going to go through this liquidity. Because at this point again is a sort of structure interest. Then by the time you start coming up here, like you're accepting a bullish turnaround. That's oh. Sorry, you didn't see that, but I literally just changed my windows to a smaller window. rather than making it full screen. Does it change for you? Oh, it does, yeah, look. The sizing of it. I'm going to full screen it because I want to be able to see. Oh, here we go, look. Was I right? I looked over there again to look at the camera. This is why we don't gamble. "20 seconds left on this candle. Displaying a decent amount of rejection or collection of orders here. And if it doesn't break that high, it breaks this bullish structure. If this becomes the pivot point and it drops again, that effectively becomes a lower high rather than a higher high. Especially more so if it comes and breaks down to here, which there are opportunities for. Bottom of this range, where this little order block candle is, like on the 1 minute chart where we had one in the middle of the bullish run there. Equally, it could mean absolutely nothing, and it could drive up still, and it's just a blip, like one of these blips on the drive. But something tells me it's not. I don't like gambling. I don't like taking that risk. Given that we've had from 3 o'clock this morning till 10, that's like 7 hours. We've had 7 hours of bullish structure. Can't just make the assumption. And yes, I know. I said that this candle, that the hourly candle that we're on now, would come up into that area, reject and push down, and then drive the liquidities. But I don't want to take the risk. Because the reason I won't take risk is on my analysis, I'm literally saying both things. I'm saying it's going to be bullish. I'm also saying that that's an order block there for whatever, or that's a pivot point there for this, which is going to be selling. And if I've got doubt, and I feel like the structure's telling me both, I can't risk it. There's a high chance that is just an order collection. Just like tap to this resistance point to just check, see what's there. Get people like me out of the sell. Collects the remaining orders from this candle here that pushed to start the structure break. Then it's come back to it on a lower level, on a lower high, and taken those orders. That's the way it's actually reading. To me. In my novice opinion. He's got no idea. I'm only joking. Still don't have the confidence in any of it. Like, you could draw endless amounts of, like, well, it could turn here, it could turn here. So, like, where it is now at this current point is like a little check level. And where this came down and dipped up, again, like I say, it's just finding that structure here. And then where it's here, it's just collecting the remaining ones of these to clear the pathway so that it can go bullish off of this minor structure there. It's taken the money out of it, out of the pocket. It's taken the orders from this bullish structure that we've had all morning. And it's just dipped here to collect those final few orders, to get everybody in their cells, to get more money, to then bomb up to here. Like, it's just far too much. You could say the complete opposite, you know? But just this minor structure here, as well as the whole day being bullish, just says to me that this isn't a lower higher currently. Oh, I might have to change seats already. Get on the old comfy. Comfy? Why did I say it like that? Comfy one. Oh. Where is it? I mean, I guess it's still respecting that channel. It's broke out, pick up, then respect the channel to go short. Again. More analysis. It can add confusion. This is potentially why trading is hard. Your brain ends up going down that wormhole. Oh, and interesting actually. Let's see. We did yesterday. Put it to boxes. where's it saying they are? Where's the pivot points? So that is the break there. So I was kind of right with that one. And that's the pivot there. Let's drop that down to like 20. See what it picks up. Okay, so it's taken that one as the top. That one is the break, which is pretty much where I saw that. Again, that one is a break structure and a bounce. And it over exceeded. So I was kind of right, really, for where I had my initial entry. Going by that, because it did actually exceed it slightly. Then it's come back and it's retested that with respect. But to be honest, I'd say my analysis wasn't that bad. If an algorithm or algorithmic whatever indicator that catches pivots and looks at structures, I think that's pretty tidy, to be honest. The only thing that deterred me more so is the lack of liquidity. There was no pools at this point for it to come up and take. But just the general structure of this being a pivot and the liquidity being here that was taken out by this big drop just implied that there was a lot of orders sitting there waiting to go. I'll take that. Yeah, look at this. We've just got so much indecision. It's not really going anywhere. There might be a move in a minute, up or down. You just don't know, but... like I was right. I read my structure from the day and the night before. Took that. Yep. Good enough and happy enough with that. So it wasn't like a full 3-1 or 4-1 or whatever, but you don't get them every time. You got to be sensible. Still a 1-1. You'd be sad if you lost that much, so you can be happy that you won that much. See, what have we got over the week for like catalysts as such, but things that move? So we've got, there we go. ADP non-farm employment change. That number's a lot lower. 177 actual from previous, sorry. And 153 forecast. They're predicting less. Oh no, yeah, I'm looking at it the wrong way. That's bad for the dollar, which means we could be bullish. We could be on a bullish turnaround. We could, yeah. I know you don't really play it this way. It's not how you work your analysis, but given that it's potentially bad for the dollar, and we're expecting some sort of potential bullish reaction from that, we could still dip down to where I've put this daily pivot line. Could still sort of collapse and tumble, lead everybody into a short, break, long wick, and come back up. It's a lot of movement to do before tomorrow, but tomorrow could be the catalyst to bring it down. So we could just gradually fall today for the rest of the afternoon. Got a bit of news and stuff as well, could affect it, move it a bit quicker. Could fall down, create a new structure, potentially because we've got a minor pullback on a downtrend and it could drop. Come tomorrow, we'd be in a similar position to this, where it's close to the bottom. It could wick and then just charge, and it can pull all the way back up to all of these points here, where we've got some big orders and market structures. This one, not so much. Quite well used. But that one's quite a big market structure. We've had a big break, big liquidity taken from it. Whereas this one, we've had a break, but there's no real liquidity taken from it. What else we got tomorrow? So 115, non-farm employment. Another red folder, ISM service PMI. Not too much change on that, but they're expecting it to be worse than what it was previously. And Thursday, so 130 unemployment changes for USD. Nothing really that would affect it. So Thursday might actually be a pretty slow day until we get into the American Open. And then Friday, 130, free red, got employment rate, or unemployment rate, sorry. Non-farm employment. Hourly earnings. Bank holiday for China. Yeah, I mean, I don't normally trade Friday afternoons, to be honest. I'll check in the morning, see what's going on, but I don't really. I don't like trades being open over the weekend. I don't like taking the risk that I might be in one if the volume suddenly leaves on a Friday and you'll just sit there flatlining in a trade. Well, we're finding that sort of bullish pressure again. We've got 9 minutes till this hourly closes. What is this music? Definitely the biggest pullback that we've had in a long time. Especially in terms of movements, because of the wicks, it's like it's collecting. There's a bottom wick there and a bottom wick there. Like it is collecting. So we had a big bottom wick on this one, and you could say a big pullback for like value's sake in terms of how much it's moved, but it's taken its time to do that, and effectively it's just making structure for liquidity because this was such a long consolidation, like a tight range, and it broke out and rejected pretty much instantly on the next 2 hours. It's going to take that liquidity and obviously just reimburse it with the same sort of liquidity, but then you get the big move. So we've had a big move down, consolidation and breakout. If you get a consolidation and breakout, you can generally always expect that this flag is a point of contact for a market structure to drop again. If we can find another one. I mean, this is on the hourly time frame, but so here. So we've had a move. That was quite a big move actually, because again, look, the structure came back down to where there was a consolidation. We've had it, look, plenty of times. Not as big this time, but bit of a flag pattern. It's wicked, taken liquidity and gone. So it's broken that structure. Found its top. It's come back down and it's into this consolidation phase. Picked up those orders. Gone, but it's taken it near the bottom again of the flag. Gone. Big break. Flag structure. Break to the upside. Obviously there's a lot of consolidation there, but then we're at the top of that wedge. And then here, this wick has come back down to pretty much the bottom of this structure. But by this point, the tides have turned. We're no longer in the up. So it's come down, it's taken that, and it's pushed up from it. But it's not gone as high, and it's made that lower low as a pivot. And then in the morning of Monday, you can see there was a nice rejection, and it starts to trickle. And down it goes. That happens quite a lot, which is why a lot of the reason for trading is patience in that respect. This was the turn from a downtrend into an uptrend. It's quite a long one actually, but quite volatile. There's a lot of hourly wicks. From that point, you sort of trade the range. You can sense that it's coming to the bottom, and you would just trade that range. That's the top. If it wicks and rejects, you enter the trade. Wicks, rejects, you enter the trade. You don't aim from top to bottom because you get middle consolidation. And again, a big sort of structure point there, but you can see that swing, massive liquidity, just all taken out from these points here. It didn't quite make that higher because it started its downtrend. So if it had made that high or broke it, then the up would have carried on. But it took a huge amount of money and then a huge amount of sells that were just sitting at this higher point. And then that's where the drop off started. And it goes. And you don't get any sort of structure. It just falls and falls and falls. You first bit of structure, break it, comes back, hits that structure, and then falls and falls and falls. So we're kind of getting the structure again. But like, there's no consolidation. It's gone down and bounced back up. Here, there's a little bit of consolidation, and it's come back up to the previous consolidational structure. It's like the sign that the trend is potentially weakening. And in here we've got a bigger pullback. I can expect that potentially there's going to be a range here. And then it will come back up bullish, tap into the bottom half of this falling wedge, which is about where these little bigger candles are. This liquidity will probably be untapped, and it will find something here in this market structure. Around here. And then it can continue to drop and maybe tap the daily. Like the daily big pivot that I've marked, rather than doing it in the next day or so. Don't know. Equally, it could do it in the next day or so. Drive, go straight through this and come back up to this pit of the wedge. Up to the upper wedge, because there's still plenty of room to move in this wedge at the minute. Given a day is like only that wide. Like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like there's endless amount of days that it could do it for. Anyway, ramble over. 3 minutes on this hourly candle. It's not closing in the range. It's not closing bearish necessarily. Not in the range, sorry. Within this structure that I've marked out. We've had a rejection there to pick up these orders. Slightly bearish, but we've had a rejection there to pick up the remainder of this wick. It's definitely not saying I'd trade still, but I wonder what's happening. It's going to jump down for the last minute or so. I'm going to have to take 2 minutes quick. Just excuse me. Just while these candles are closing and the next ones are opening. I shall be back soon. Here we go. Definitely got a bit quiet on the trading front. Glad I didn't take any extra risks and enter anything. Let's open this window. Must be a bit of an upbeat. I feel like it's, yeah. It's showing signs of breaking back down. It's, you know, clipped and wicked. And it's taken quite a deep lot of orders from here. That could come back down to here. It's made that lower high. It can come back down to here. And it's creating like, not a head and shoulders because there's like a double top there. But yeah. I'm still just going to leave it. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try and catch a trade or anything. Got to stop. I've got like a little sore on my finger from where I cut it open with a wood saw, and it's like at the final stages of healing, and it itches. As I sit there resting on my finger, I end up like... It looks like he's trying to go south. Where are we? 1:15. So I just had a 15-minute candle close. There it goes, yeah. A long way to wait for that entry though. If I'd taken my short here on this candle, like I said a while back, doing about an hour ago, I think. Right, time for a chair change. Before I do that, move my mat forward. That's a bit more comfy. Bring you back down again. Check on all the cables. We go up a little bit. Excuse me. Yeah, look at that chart. Definitely this time of day, that's like a quiet time of day, I think. UK's kind of winding down. People have got their trades in already. Americans haven't quite started up yet. This could just be a little order grab to go down again, but I can't. Like it's losing its structure. We need some sort of movement to remake it effectively. Like it's broken out the channel. We just catch this upwards there. You can see it's kind of like broken out. sitting a bit flat. There may not be another option for the rest of the day. Just for the times that I'm trading anyway. For streaming. What I'm trying to say is on stream. King of my castle. Oh! Oh dear. What's it doing? Do. 50 seconds on this candle. Still not really making any structure in the sense of where it's going to go. I feel like we're just going to be on this sort of sideways a little bit. It might break up or down one way or t'other, but at least for another couple of hours I can't see it happening. Still not really much happening. It's just sort of contracting, isn't it? We could say that we are making a minor wedge, almost like triangle. Yeah, you could. Yeah. Breakout coming soon. It could kind of go either way, actually. Feels like more of a continuation. Yeah, I think it's going to blow up to there. But still staying within that wedge on this last one. It's obviously going to break out any minute now, given the angles that I've drawn. What is it? So it's like midday. Nothing particularly happening. I guess we'll suddenly see the volume come in for the American market, won't we? That wicked again, and we still got like 3 minutes left on it. You reckon? Check the hours. Yeah. It just hold on this structure, like for the whole. Hasn't it? It's rejecting that market structure. Somehow it sort of stayed in the wedge just. Could be. Definitely unsure. Potentially going to break down. Pick up a, well, it's not a new low, but pick up a new low. Go. It. Doing it. Definitely would have been a long wait. If I'd set entry here, it would only be a 1-to-1 now. Structure did run out. We were still right to wait. Is that the breakaway? Is that the heading south? Could well be, looking at the half-hour chart. There you go, it's broke. Broken, gone down. Again, it's not worth risking to take chances. It took so long to pick that momentum up, even if I'd entered, even if I was still in the same trade. I could only just be where I was this morning at like 10 o'clock, so. Now we've got that bit of a breakaway. Could say that there's an order of cells sitting here. Taking it low, or is it going to go straight through? Come down to this structure. I feel like it's probably a bit over here. You might be able to hear me a bit better. Possibly going to come down. I just can't. You couldn't risk the entry up here. that the wick to go north, or is that just the volumes are buying in, hitting some order blocks? Just I can't. Not the way I trade. As much as you like watching it, thinking shoulda couldas, is not the way that I trade. Expected that open close low. Feels like it's changing characters to go up. Pretty much where and what I said it was going to do. Again, no guarantee. So there is a... can I see a structure for the way that I would trade? I feel like I can. I feel like it's... you know, it's settling there. Like a level that it won't pass. This is weak up here now. So to go up is fine. Come down. I feel like the orders are cleared and it's created this resistance. And then it's created this support now. We're currently on that support. Goes. I wouldn't have gone into stop loss much because I'd only ever use a 2 for a stop loss. And I would be targeting, that's quite like liquidity, but I'll target there. It's just slightly different because it's more catching a support rather than a candle. Probably the entry probably would have been like up here. That would have come quite deep into the stop loss zone. I don't think there'll be another tap like that. If I was to take that, I've missed it. The way I'd say it, but it's too risky because it's also coming back up into this sort of like neutral level. Like to enter now is what I mean. Starting to get hungry now. Am I calling into the stream at a minute? I'm gonna have to go for lunch. And I won't be coming back and streaming. I will be coming back to work though, coming back to trade. I won't be streaming. We've got 115. Okay, it's 115. 245 and 3. It's the same sort of conundrum. I did say that this is where it broke out. You could put a sell entry there as it comes back to it because it's going to drop. But then at the same time here, it's been a pivot and you could have put a buy order in and it's gone up. And now it's like it's too much. It's too busy. Too busy. There's not going to be any... No real sort of structure. You're looking at too much of a micro scale rather than like the bigger picture for the swings and stuff. But again, even if I was stayed in this short, I'd be hanging out here in like minor profits, which is around where I closed, but in minor profits. To then sit here watching it go back up, come back down, go back up, and then not to break. So yeah, right decision for the day, or for the morning for the UK session. Potential about to plummet now though because of that long wick. Because it's just taken those final orders out of there and it's going to go. It's got a tough area to break. Yeah, I think I'm too hungry to concentrate. I'm gonna take it. I've done nearly 4-hour streams. That's good enough. Not much happening for at least another hour, so I'll take the break and then I'll come back up. But yeah, there we go. I'll catch you in the next one. It's probably Thursday. It's gonna be the next one. So yeah.